Alright, these are rice pillows. They're the best invention ever. I'm going to show you how to make them today and tell you what they're for. When one of my sons was in 4th grade, he had an assignment to create an invention. And he had a teacher that always said her hands were cold in school. So I don't know how he got the idea, but basically it's a beanbag filled with rice. You heat them up and they stay hot for hours, and they're really awesome. So all you do to heat these rice pillows up is pop them in the microwave. I do about 3 minutes. Alright, and when you take it out, it's nice and warm. I'll show you how to make them right now. Anytime I have an old pair of jeans or pants of any kind, when I need to throw them away if they're worn out, I cut off the bottom of the legs so I can use the material to make a rice pillow. And actually my wife is the one that really makes these. And she made them at first with, real fancy fabric and stuff, but I got the idea just to use old pants. What you want to do is find a spot, part of the leg that is not worn out. Like this pair, there's like a little hole right here. There's a little hole right here. This is all torn up. There's a worn out spot here and here. So if I were to use this one, I would cut it above that. This one's a little nicer looking, so I'm just going to use it. It looks like if I cut it off about an inch up, there won't be any holes on this side, so I'll do that. Doesn't need to be exact. I don't have any idea how to sew. I don't know anything about this stuff, but I make these and they're great. You can probably tell that I'm not much of a tailor, but you don't have to be. So there, I cut off the bottom. Now you just have to decide how big you want it to be. And if I want to make it, well, there's how big that one is. This one's a little bigger. I kind of like this size. So if I want it to be this size, I need to leave a little bit of room on both ends. So I'm going to cut right about here. Doesn't matter if it's too big or if it's too small, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you've got your pant leg cut like this, you're ready to start sewing. First thing you want to do is turn it inside out. Once you got it inside out, lay it flat. And there we go. And I'm going to choose a side. I think I'll choose this side right here. I'm going to sew it up, and I just pick a spot and start sewing. Now I don't really know how to sew, but it doesn't stop me. I just, my wife made these in the past and I liked them, and so when I get some old pant legs, I just throw this together. So I just go in one side and out the other. I'm going to go all the way down. I'll probably do 3 passes, just because I want it to be nice and strong. And when I get to the hems, the seams on the side of the pants, it's really thick. When I get there, I'll just use a thimble to push it through. Alright, so here's the thick part. Take the thimble, push it through. Still on the thick part, so I'll just take the thimble and push it through. Okay, there's one pass. I will probably sew like 3 times down just to make sure it's really strong, because it's going to be holding rice, so you don't want it to leak out. Okay, as you can see, I've sewn 3 times across right there. Now, on the other side, you're not going to sew all the way across because you have to fill it up with rice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew in approximately, I don't know, 2 inches on each side so that there's a hole in the middle that we can fill. So as you can see, I sewed that side. I sewed in a couple of inches on both sides, like 3 passes each. Next thing you want to do is turn it inside out. So you just reach inside the hole and turn the whole thing inside out. Try to tuck it out, you know, so it looks good. Alright, so now all you have to do is fill this up with rice. I've got rice here, any kind of rice works. Long grain rice is great. This happens to be short grain rice just because that's what I have. Just fill it up. Okay, when you've got it good and full, these edges that are here, you want to fold them under inside and kind of tuck them together and match them up so they look nice. Like that. Then you're just going to sew across the outside. And here's where, if you know how to sew, you can make it look good. I don't worry about it, I just sew it. But when it's all sewn together, you'll have a finished product. All right, there's one pass. You can see what it's going to look like when it's finished. I'm going to go ahead and sew across here 3 passes just because, like I said, I don't really know how to sew, and I know if I sew it a whole bunch of times it's going to be strong. But there it is. I'll sew 2 more and then I'll wrap things up. Okay, and here's the finished product. You can see it's sturdy. I don't know how to sew. It took me about an hour. If I had a sewing machine and knew how to sew, it would have taken 5 minutes. But you throw these in the microwave, you heat them up, they stay warm, they're like a nice hot pack if you have an injury. My 10-year-old son invented these years ago for a school project, and we've been using them ever since. Hope you find this helpful. Thanks for watching. So all you do to heat them up is pop them in the microwave. Uh-oh.